Hello there everyone, and welcome to a new Let's Play with me, your host Tim. And today, we're going to start playing through Vaporum Lockdown together. There will be some prep here that you can skip by going to the comment section down below, where you will find a timestamp from a comment from me, which will let you jump ahead to where we don't talk about Vaporum for like 4 or 5 minutes. We're just going to talk about what the game is, how far I got in it, why we're playing it, and stuff of that sort. Alright, well let's go ahead and get started. So, Vaporum Lockdown is a real-time, grid-based dungeon crawl game. It would be similar to the Eye of the Beholder series, way back when in the 90s, or the Legend of Grimrock series that came out recently. We'll have to manage, well in this case, just one person as he navigates around a three-dimensional dungeon, avoiding enemies by not standing directly in front of them, or maybe standing directly in front of them, depending on the type of creature that we're fighting, to avoid getting hit. There'll be leveling, I'm assuming different parts of equipment, all sorts of secrets, and lots of deadly traps waiting for us to eliminate us in our attempt to figure out what's going on with the story in this game. This is the second in the Vaporum series. It came out, I want to say, just like 2 or 3 months ago. Today is December 19th, 2020, when I'm recording this part. And I don't know anything about the story of this game. The first one, I really liked the ending of the first one, especially. And I love the difficulty of this game. It is the most difficult grid-based dungeon crawl game I have played to date. And I very well, maybe not this one, but the first one was, and I very much liked it. I beat the first game maybe 7 or 8 times. I liked it that much. I liked the different fields, different characters, and how, different characters, the different types of classes we could play, and the different equipment we could find, and it was wonderful. I absolutely adored the first Vaporum. And this game came out, and I immediately picked it up, and I haven't played it. We're playing this game, by the way, because it won the grid-based dungeon category that I had up in my survey. And you guys want to see this as well as I do, so we're going to go ahead and start playing it today. When it comes to the story of this game, I've already mentioned I haven't played it. I've also avoided all spoilers, so I know nothing about the story at all. From looking at the options, I know that there are at least more of those audio devices we can pick up to hear what the people in whatever facility we will be adventuring in this time, their thoughts and aspirations and ambitions, similar to the previous game. I can't really think of too much of anything else to talk about when it comes to the game, because I know so very little about this one. So if you like the first Vaporum, I've heard that this one is more of that. I think that 1 or 2 maybe of the mechanics have been cleaned up slightly, but otherwise I'm expecting more or less the same grueling difficulty, and I'm looking forward to dying over and over again in this game as I get used to being ambushed repeatedly. That was actually one of the only reasons why I did so well in the first Vaporum, is because I died so often in the early parts of the game when I wasn't recording it, that by the time I wanted to record it, I had gotten used to the idea of ambushes and trying to stay out of corners as much as I possibly could. Alright, so... Oh, I also think there's a little bit of lore to read on maybe some of the weaponry that we pick up, or equipment, so I'll be spending a few minutes at the end of each video reading a few of these items so that we can understand more of the world that we're adventuring in, assuming this is the case. So, other than that, I can't really think of anything... Oh, anything else actually I can. So, I'm assuming this game's atmosphere will be very similar to the first one. And in that regard, there were some areas in the first Vaporum which were downright creepy. I won't ruin the atmosphere by talking non-stop in these sections. So if it's a very creepy section, with like maybe some very scary looking monsters running around trying to kill us, I won't do much talking in those areas because I don't want to ruin it for us. I want to be able to feel the fear with you, rather than laughing at some silly thing that's going on or not going on, or that had been going on and ruining that aspect of the game. So keep that in mind as well. In other words, there won't be as much talking from me in this game as maybe some of the other ones I've played recently. Alright, I need to go check on my voice to make sure everything is coming out okay, and assuming everything is, we'll be back to go ahead and start playing the game. Give me a few seconds. Alright everyone, my voice sounds like it's coming out okay. The background music for this section is kind of loud, but I don't ever recall the music being very loud in the actual original Vaporum game, aside from like maybe the final boss and the boss battle before that. to make it very thematic, like the combat music that was playing. But otherwise, it should be mostly atmospheric and kind of creepy or eerie, if I recall correctly, like a low key or low tune for most of the music. So I don't think I'll be fighting it in the game, and I think my voice is coming out okay. So I think we're all set then. As a heads up, I may end up needing to change some of how the control works if I need to, like, reverse the X or Y axis for how I look around and so on. But I'll hope everything's okay. Let's go ahead and hit new game and see what awaits us in this game. Oh, okay. So we get difficulty first. So I found normal to be a perfectly fine difficulty for the first Vaporum lockdown. It was very difficult. Actually, did I play on hard or did I play on normal? I think I might have played the first one on hard, but I don't remember at this moment. I think by the time I was beating it like the third or fourth time, I did have the difficulty set to hard instead of normal, because I liked it that much. But we'll play it on normal to begin with. I will be rusty. If it turns out that... normal is actually too easy for us, like we're just acing everything, I'm not dying to any of the combats, we can up the difficulty at that point. Old school mode. Nope, I want the auto map. Game objectives on. Show important game objectives to guide you throughout the game. No, we'll turn that off. I think we can get lost, or I can run around and cut the recording to figure out what I'm supposed to do. Game tips. So contextual gameplay tips throughout the game. Sure? Classic movement. I think I went with the continuous movement the last time I played. Oh, last time I played. Again, I haven't played this game, but what I mean is that the last time I played through a Vaporum game, and I think it was good enough. Let's try continuous movement, and we'll see if we like it. Or maybe we should play classic. This impacts the game? Not at all. Well, I'm sorry. It impacts the way we'll experience the game, but doesn't impact the difficulty or the combat whatsoever of the game. Let's go with continuous. Alright, and let's get going.
My journey began with many restless nights, watching a man hunched over his desk and immersed in an endless endeavor. Father, always entangled in a web of mysterious equations and weird experiments. The sheer awe of this world of his was so overwhelming, yet so irresistible. Everything was magical, intangible, and he was the grand wizard from a fairy tale. But he was real. My father, my protector, my idol. He set me up for life as best as he could. Like many others, believing in the Supreme Bureau's vision that we have to sacrifice in order to progress. That must be why he decided on one of the greatest sacrifices a parent can make. To leave his family. To leave his daughter, who looked up to him, in whom she was so much alike. That piece of paper changed him. It was something extraordinary, an offer he could not refuse. The whole time, I hoped to find him at home one day, hunched over his desk. Instead, I found a box with all his stuff, sent from the Bureau. The experiment has failed, but the research must go on. Progress above all. His notebook in the box was littered with words like fumium and catkanut. I had no idea of their importance then. I studied hard at the university, driven by a scientific curiosity he had planted in me. I wanted to be the best, to know everything there was to know, maybe even what happened to him. I was never able to find anything that would lead me to the exceptional substance he had glorified so much, fumium. But one day, it found me. My former professor, Laura Reich, chose me to join her team in the next big project of the Supreme Bureau, the Arx Vaporum. A project I had never heard a word about before. One which would change my life forever. Thanks to her, I was given the opportunity to experiment with that bewildering and dangerous substance of seemingly limitless potential. I quickly adopted a phrase from a distant past that had been resonating in me the whole time. The experiment has failed. Progress above all. I was so engulfed in research, so blind and oblivious to what was going on around me. I didn't see it, and maybe I didn't really want to see, as the whole tower slowly descended into chaos. Until that dark day when it turned against us.
Hello, Lisa. Can you hear me?
Don't call me that, Ron. You know how much I hate it.
Yeah, sorry, Ellie.
I can hear you loud and clear. I'm still on the elevator. Remind me, what exactly is the plan for today?
We're gonna test the basic rig you have on as usual, but today it comes equipped with the shielded radio, and we need to see its interaction with the teleportation device.
The radio seems to work great.
For now, let's see if it holds up when you step into the teleporter. Just tell me when you're ready.
Oh, it's been a while, everyone. Give me a second. I have to remember the controls for the old Vaporum. Oh, hello. That must be our hair we're seeing clip through the screen briefly. I wonder if we actually, we'll see a mirror and see what we look like. See that right there on the lower left? Or that's our shoulder. So you can use the middle mouse button to use free look to look around, which I really like doing when I'm searching for secrets and just looking around at a new room I've entered. But by far and large, most of the time, you'll see me using the quick turn keys and movement keys, which is much more efficient to use in combat. Right, Vaporum used all sorts of strange switch mechanics to get around inside the facility. I've adjusted the volume levels a little bit as well, everyone. It was a little... The voice volume in particular was a little too soft. Hopefully now it's working correctly. Now I should keep my eyes open for secrets. They're very difficult to find in this game series. Mouse over interactive elements and press left mouse button to activate them. Very good. Very similar to the first one. When... What was his name? I can't remember now. Darn it, it's been too long since I played the first one. Different doors, though, from the last time we were here. This must be a different area of Arx Vaporum that we weren't in earlier. Riker? Was that his name? No, Riker was his last name. Fumium-powered machinery. Fumium, in case you've forgotten, is some mysterious element which can be used as a form of energy and a light source. It also is musical. It can speak to you if you listen to it for too long. It controls you and can alter the way you think. I consider it to be very similar to the intelligent radiation in H.P. Lovecraft's Color Out of Space.
What a sight. I like it down here. So spacious.
You're at the bridge, huh? Yeah, nice place. But hurry up, Ellie. I'd like to get the test done and get to the meeting with Laura before it's over.
Sure thing, Mr. Harrow.
Rig testing facility. I'm going to assume the secrets aren't so difficult to find in the early parts of this game. Just like the last time. They'll still be tricky to see, but not so tricky that I shouldn't notice them. Oh, looks like the rigs have all been taken out. I don't see any inside their holding spheres. Oh, there they are over there on that side. But I'm not allowed to enter that side. Is that correct? Correct. Press I to access your exo-rig interface. Okay, about the same as it had been. I think we have more inventory space this time around. I think it was just 2 columns last time. And this is my switch set? Yes, it is. Wow, I still remember the hotkeys. Fumium is also used to level you. It's experience points in this game series, if I recall correctly. Circuits are traits we'll be able to take as we level up. Alright, well, let's get started. That looks suspicious to me. It occurs to me, I don't know what I'm looking for the secrets any longer. Okay, we have to power that. The only green light I see is over here, so I guess we'll start on this side. This probably shuts behind us when we step off of the plate. Oh, does not do so today.
Ron, the teleport coils are out of power. Was this expected?
Huh. I guess the guys had left for the meeting without powering the coils up. Well, there should be some spare batteries in the servicing rooms.
Oh, posters.
Ellie, I'm reading multiple signals on the positioning system back in the corridors. Looks like somebody's still down there after all.
Oh, I was really looking forward to a silent, peaceful shift.
Sounds like she might be introverted. That's awesome. I myself would just like chillaxing when I'm working on code. However, this might not be someone friendly to us walking around in these forgotten tunnels. Without a weapon, we won't be able to break these barrels to get to that door. Press F5 to save your game. Press F9 to load your last save. Pits. Yep. All pits in this game have spikes in them. If you fall down any pit, you are instantly killed. Try your best not to fall down pits. Can I move this? We can't push it. I can't pull it. I think we could destroy this and then push this over that pit to get on that side. And what did that poster say? Break the chains of oppression. Join the struggle. There was no such group in the first game resisting the burrow. A wrench. One-handed blunt weapon. 8 damage does extra damage to mechanical enemies. The last time I played through the game on screen, I think what type of character did I play? I think it was a dual-wielding type of character. I'm thinking this time around we'll make Ellie? I think we'll make her a hammer user. Press left mouse button to use the main hand, or right mouse button to use off. Oh, that's right. I used a pistol and a sword and a pistol in the first game. There's a cooldown between when you can swing the weapon again. Also, over here we can see our current life. Over here is our energy. Energy used to restore slowly over time, but I would cut the recording, wait for it to recharge, and then move on again. This is the number of health kits we possess. They heal you a little bit immediately, and then slowly over time. Health kits in the first game were very difficult to accumulate. Especially if you made too many mistakes. Making too many mistakes was a great way for you to run out of them, especially early game. The first game, in fact, I believe it was very hard when it had first come out. They added additional health kits in the game because people were just unable to make any progress later on. Okay, so it is hostile. I feel like I should increase the volume a bit.
Ron, a drone just attacked me. I had to destroy it.
Oh my, are you okay? There have been reports of faulty drones lately, so watch out.
I'm good, I think.
And thanks for the early warning, partner.
When we destroy an enemy, we will gain fumium, which can be used to level yourself up. I'm going to check on the recording, everyone, soon.
This wall looks weak and unstable.
Because I want to make sure the audio is coming out okay. That looks like a trap to me. It is. So these were basically one-hit kills, these fireballs. We'll have to be really quick. This feels like the correct way to go, so let's double back. So this is a new mechanic in the game, that there are destructible walls. There were no such things originally in it. Okay, let's break through these. Sometimes you can strategically leave barrels alone in order to use them to be a blocker of sorts. Use them as a wall. The enemy will not attack them, from what I recall. And that was indeed the correct way to go. A full battery. This piece of latest technology is able to convert fumium in condensed liquid form into electricity. One battery is worth roughly 20 conventional pieces in both power and storage output.
Okay, here we go. There has to be one more somewhere.
It used to be possible for you to see how many secrets were on a level. A repair kit. We'll read about these later. I only read about this because this looks like a quest item, and it is. So can we plug this in and power on some different sections of this area? I guess we're also wearing a rig right now. We weren't wearing a rig originally. We weren't wearing a rig in the original Vaporum until we actually acquired one from one of these, from wherever they're stored, like across the hallway there. looks like a Telsa coil to me. Now, did that power any doors when just one is powered, or did it not? Well, it didn't power the one door we have access to. I don't see any reason to go that way. I see the pressure plate to our left. And the chest in front of us in that direction. A brick. Okay. I will take it. Drop or throw an item. Open your inventory, select the item by clicking the left mouse button, move the cursor where you want to throw and throw it. Okay, gotcha. So it works the same way as it always has. We can also just drop it directly onto a plate. I remember spending about, I want to say 2.5 or 3 hours in the last Let's Play, scanning walls for secrets. I love it. It's so hard to find them. And they put them in this game series in very difficult places to notice them. Metal pressure plates can only be activated by heavy pushable objects, enemies, and yourself. Wooden pressure plates can be activated by anything. Before we... Oh, but say we should check what was behind that box. Another brick. So this is new. There was only one type of switch in the first game. Another breakable wall. Can I move this? If I take this, it will probably also shut. Let's not destroy those boxes yet. Caps lock will activate stop time mode, which you'll never see me do. I think I learned best by playing in real time without pause. Stop time mode was present in the first game as well. I remember it being discussed heavily in the forums because it was a rather unique way to deal with the difficulty of the first game. Why were these areas bricked up, do you think? And I guess the machines were the ones to have done it.
Great. Got what I need for the coils now.
While we're here, we may as well keep exploring the rest of the locker room, though. 2 bullets, universal ammo for firearms, and a dream. At the end of the video, I'll spend time reading all the notes. Although, to be fair, or honest, sometimes the notes actually have a bearing on things you're about to encounter, like maybe where a secret is located and so on, but still, I can always reload if they do pretend to a secret that I missed. That is a fumium rack. If it works like the old insects, then they have a leap attack as well. Living creatures take more damage.
Ron? What the hell? I just killed something else. A giant rat this time.
What? That's not possible. That experiment was shut down months ago. Well, given the state of the tower, we should expect the unexpected. Be careful.
They were
Messed up coils, rogue drones, mutant rats. What's next?
They're fumium-enhanced creatures. It used to be insects, and they were fed different types of fumium-enriched foods, and this altered the beetles, the cockroaches, in some unique ways, giving them special powers depending upon the insect. There were blue leapers that could lacerate you, and green spitters that had corrosive bile. There were also gigantic ones that you had to have good DPS to destroy, and you had to avoid getting in front of them. They did a ton of damage.
It's done, Ron.
Great. Now walk in.
Well, before I do that, did that power on this other door? Oh, that door was already open? Oh, no, this door became opened. That's the area we had been in earlier, where we doubled back to and got the first battery from. Alright, let's step on through the teleporter.
Whoa! I'm through. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, loud and clear. Now, let's use the teleporter just next to you to confirm this.
It's offline as well, Ron. Tell me I'm not gonna have to manually recharge it on this side as well.
Oh, well, I'm afraid that's the plan. Since Director Reich left for Capital Island, everything's been upside down. In any case, 2 batteries, you know the drill. Let me open the door for you.
Alright, to the storage we go. Let's look around here really quick. No secrets. Nothing here that I notice. Uh-oh. Whenever the game autosaves, that's usually a sign that you're about to have an ambush thrown on you. Look for hidden interactives by mousing around and pressing left mouse button to activate them. Oh, there's a secret right around us somewhere. Probably somewhere on that wall would be my guess. So the game is telling me to do what I normally do. In fact, I think that's it, probably right there. And that would be slowly sweeping my mouse over things to see if it actually turns into that icon we've seen before. Notice that there's no knob in the center of that X. But there's one here. Good for you, Tim. We get another note about boosters. Another repair kit. And an integrity upgrade. When consumed, permanently increases your integrity. On use, plus 5% max integrity. I guess I must be wearing the only rig we're going to get, or there's some other rig we'll be plugging ourselves into later. So, let's actually hard save the game. That increased our hit points. We got 5 extra hit points for that. I wonder, if we held on to that until we leveled up, would that have given us more integrity? I don't know. I'll have to, well, I mean, I'll figure it out later, I suppose. And by later, I mean the second time I play through the game. Assuming I like it enough to play through it another time. Recruit Buckler. There's a chance when you're wearing a buckler that you'll be able to block an attack that hits you. Do I want to make Ellie like a cleric? Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. What was her name? Alaya? The cleric from the first edition Dungeons and Dragons Red Book with the mace and shield, who died to Bargle. Never forgive Bargle for that. Yeah, let's make her a hammer and shield user with some tech. All right, well, let's move on. This looks like a battle arena to me. We're not getting through that. It's a bit wide open, which instinctively makes me suspect combat. With a rat, it looks like. If I end up down here, it's because I ran out of options and I'm forced to stand and tank a creature. Even the weakest creatures can do a good amount of damage to you if you get pinned and cornered. Vaporum always encourages you to not be in front of the creatures.
I need a key.
I need a key. Ooh, Tim. Oh, okay. Well, this went really bad. You're pinned already. They move faster than I anticipated them moving. So, thank goodness our shield actually blocked a little bit of that damage. Wow, I think we got like 2 or 3 blocks off during the time we were pinned in that corner. We can't shut the door from this side.
It stinks in here.
That's probably death. I hear a robot. Oh. It is not a robot, it is a fan. Before we go that way, let's look for secrets around here. I do find it, so this is taking place at the same time as the first game. Well, no, I'm sorry, slightly before it. Slightly before that game. Well, okay everyone, there's going to be spoilers here. In the first game, we were the gentleman who had left for the Capital Island. We were playing him when he returned. So this is taking place slightly before that event then. Oh, okay. It pushes away the mist 1 space. I'm not allowed to push it any longer. Some sort of... Well, now it's acting as a chemical shower. I don't see any hidden switches or knobs there. Sometimes there might be a knob hidden behind something, but you can see it on the like a square distant from it. I remember hitting like a knob behind a box in the 3rd or 2nd stage for the original game. I need to power that armory if I want to get into it. Little robots. These things are very fast, and they can skitter left and right. Like they can strafe. They're very weak, but Yep, a bunch of them can get really annoying very quickly. No hidden knobs that I can see. Oh no. I don't really have much room to maneuver if we do have to end up having a battle here. Hello! Maybe we have to shoot that, or throw something into it. Let's see if we get a gun from this box. We do. Him. Almost accidentally stepped back twice. Machines take increased damage from blunt weaponry. Living creatures can be bled with sharp weaponry. And they may actually take extra damage from it, but I can't quite recall. That was a nice exchange. And I'm very, very glad I didn't accidentally step back in this direction, or we would have had to exchange blows with that rat by going toe-to-toe with it. Do we still have access to a map? We do! I think we still want to eventually get over here. Well, we'll be back in this area to take the other teleporter to get back the way we came. Get back where we came? To get back to where we were originally.
What was that?
Sometimes I find it, or rather, not sometimes, I usually find it easier for me to scan for secrets if I can be back a space from the wall. That gives me my eyes more of a opportunity to scan the entire wall for anything that looks out of place to me. That's probably a ranged bot? It is not. Oh no. So we're going to double all the way back like this, rather than try to maneuver in between these enemies. Thankfully, this creature doesn't take the place of the space we had been on.
Some of the drones are faulty. Yeah, more like every single one of them. I'm yet to see a normal one.
Actually, that's not true. We did see some normal ones when we first stepped down here, when we were by the bridge. Or perhaps those ones were also faulty, but they didn't notice us. I've had this game on later levels for the original put a button like on a beam standing in the middle of a room. So you have to even check places that aren't walls for secrets. Drone problem. Another note. This game is one where if I enter a room and the game decides that there's, well, not decides, and there's a combat in that room, sometimes running back through the hallways, the game may also spawn, have like decided the designers to spawn an enemy in that hallway, which then traps you between that creature and the ones in the room you were going to fight. And it becomes very difficult to get away to a safer spot to fight creatures in. So I will make the attempts to fight things in the rooms that they are, like the battle arena I'm in, than trying to run back down a hallway if I can do so. Nothing looks out of place here. What do you think the purpose of this hallway is, besides they don't want me down it? You can find crates. You can find repair kits in some boxes sometimes. Something else destroyed this drone. That wasn't us that did this deed. Follow the path of progress. Join the revolution. Oh, our first gadget. Basic blowtorch. Now we have access to it. So, and we can use it. There's a cooldown and an energy cost associated with it, and we will slowly charge energy over time. At least if it works similar to the first game. Certain types of gadgets worked better against certain types of enemies, if I recall correctly. I think fire was better against living targets and machinery, but electricity was better against machinery. Or robots, if you would prefer. Do I have statistics? We do. How many secrets are in here? 1. Okay. Okay. So I did... That's something I will do when I first when I first arrive on a level, is I will see how many secrets are on it, because this way when I find them, I know I don't have to immediately begin, or immediately, I no longer have to begin scanning the walls for additional secrets. Very difficult. Lots of running around in this game. I like it. Do we recharge our energy? We do. Okay. So this would have been my only complaint, and it was one of my only complaints with the first Vaporum, is that I can't think of a reason why I shouldn't, right now, just cut the recording and wait for that energy to recharge between each battle. I wish there was a rest option or a fast recharge, because I can't think of any reason why we shouldn't just wait at this point. Gadgets are best, well, used in panic situations or situations where you have fighting multiple enemies, in which case you're going to start using your energy very quickly. And then you just wait until the next big battle you have, and then you use them all again. Now, what am I trying to get at with that, Tim? What I'm trying to say is that it strikes me that the gadgets are best used in crisis situations where you need to panic because you're dealing with several enemies at once, or a very difficult enemy. And then once that conflict or that crisis is over, at that point, just wait. Wait for your energy to recharge. Because if it's not fully recharged, you have another such encounter, you will really regret not having any energy ready to... your energy being low and you being unable to use all of your gadgets. Now, I don't think these are separate lockers. For the sake of speed of this game, I'll cut the recording if I'm going to wait for my energy to recharge. When you level up, if I recall correctly, you will gain full life and energy. Or at least it worked that way in the first game. Our first recording. And our first battery. A rusty dagger. I suppose we should. Oh my goodness. We should do something like this. Okay, let's do this. So we will be maybe swapping to our dagger when fighting living creatures because they are more efficient at dealing damage. Yeah, okay, so they do increase damage to organic enemies. So we definitely want to use this dagger when fighting rats. And we want to use the wrench when fighting robots. And a blunderbuss. This is like a shotgun. It affects an area in front of you. I don't intend to use... Oh, and indeed, it says shotgun. I don't intend to use shotguns or ranged weapons for combat with this character. I wonder what caused the earthquake as well. That was interesting. Oh, of course, these creatures are immune to toxins because they're not alive. Why wouldn't they run through the shower? I still don't like how wide open this room is. Giant empty rooms make me very nervous about very difficult battles to be held in them. Oh, Tim. Okay, this is really super bad. You're in a corner. We're gonna have to just exchange hits. Oh, can we get out? We can. You're going to see me hold off using any of my repair kits until I am at half-life or so. I don't want to need to use them so early on if I can avoid using them, because they're percentage-based? Yeah, so... Oh, and they don't heal you a burst immediately. They heal 5% of your max integrity per second, and they last 10 seconds, so 50% of your life. I see the item hidden back there. Let's give this a push, I guess. Good for her, by the way, having all this strength. I guess it's the rig that she's wearing, providing her with what's required to move these boxes. They're giving you plenty of repair kits so far. Maybe I should play this game on hard.
What the hell?
Ron? Was that an explosion?
Wow, yeah, it sure felt like that. There's a lot of commotion up here. I'm gonna check what's going on and I'll get back to you, okay?
All right. I better hurry up then.
Boots, plus 25 max integrity. And the other battery we need. Energy weapons. And there is an energy weapon, a basic fumium gun. I don't intend to use ranged weaponry, though, so we're probably not going to use it. An energy cell. This is basically a mana potion. It restores your energy rapidly over several seconds. Or maybe not so rapidly. A decent amount. Use T to use an energy cell to restore energy. Your yellow bar. A projector. This creates a small holographic minion to fight for you for a limited time. You can kill it immediately by dealing direct melee damage to it. Minions are vulnerable to elemental damage, but they inherit the resistance statistic from you, so you can mitigate this weakness. Oh, nice! So you can be a minion master if you want to be. I suppose the only bad news about having this creature out is it creates something else you have to be wary of, in so much that you probably can't move onto the same space as it. I think I probably want that door open if I have to walk into here to give me some more maneuvering room. The insects are still here. These guys are a lot easier to fight than the rats are, actually. Oh, I was using my mace against the rats, wasn't I? Later on, as we put points into our mace, we will end up using the mace against melee creatures anyway, because we just how much more damage we'll do with them. But this early part of the game, I think it's best that we do switch to a weapon which is better against that target type.
What's going on? Ron? Ron!
Ellie, something went terribly wrong. They're attacking everybody. Hide somewhere safe.
What? Who's attacking?
The Volatons, they just went mad. The whole tower's on lockdown. Hide!
It's not safe for her out here.
How long have I been out? I must find out what happened. I must get back to the elevator.
Ellie, if you can hear me, there's a submarine here in the construction bay. It's likely the only way out of this hell. The machines are killing everybody, all around. I'm hiding in the locker rooms. Maybe they won't find me. I'm scared.
Ron, just hold on. I'm on my way. Ron? Crap. The signal's dead. I need to get out now.
Okay, we're still inside the same testing area.
Where am I?
Look who's here. A little rat lost in the maze of your own making, huh?
Harlan? What? How?
Don't worry, Ellie. You will be found.
I must be losing it. This whole place has gone haywire. I must get back to the elevator.
But first, I think we get our rig. Maybe. Oh, maybe I'm completely wrong about that, though. Oh, that's interesting. So, that teleporter still works? No. Both teleporters are now closed. Okay. I thought maybe we would have a battle where I would need to take the teleporter to get around a creature. It doesn't take an expert to view what we just saw as the construction of an army of sorts.
Oh, advanced exo rigs. I'm definitely taking one of these over this crappy basic rig I have on. It's unlikely I'll find another functioning rig station, and they're much better equipped to deal with whatever the hell is taking place in the tower.
Ellie, I completely agree. So let's see if we have one that can give us some extra features for using a blunt weapon and a shield. Oh, but they're currently inactive. Alright, let's power them on. One thing I really liked about the first game was the developers added additional rigs during the life cycle of the game after it had been out. There were only 3 originally, and I think they added 1 or even 2 more at some later point. Yes, the choice is irreversible, so this is where you're going to also choose your character class, basically. Assault rig. I think this is what I played the last time I had gone through the game. So we'll deal increasing damage the weaker we are. We gain an increased maximum amount of damage that we take. We gain some resistance, and we gain a 5% bonus to experience points earned. So let's not take that quite yet. Let's look at what the other ones are. A heavy rig. We have a chance to prevent all damage. We can reflect damage back to attackers. And that increase deals 100% of incoming damage back to melee attacker. Increases chance to 50%. Oh, I see. Instead of a 25% chance, it's increased to 50% when below 40% integrity. It gives us more toughness and more repair power. Thalma rig. We gain energy regen. We gain an extra 30% tech. This would increase the damage we do with our gadgets. And combat rig. Oh, I'm sorry. This was the one I had originally, I think. So you do 50% extra damage with every third swing. You gain a bonus to dealing damage, and you do extra damage with critical strikes. You know, I'm tempted for the assault rig. The 5% food intake could be useful to gain more experience points. Resistance would make sense. We have a chance to do increased damage, and we do more damage to more life that is missing. Since I haven't played through the game again, I'm likely to make lots of mistakes in combat as well, and so the increased resistance will come in kind of very useful as we venture forward. Let's take the assault rig. So grants permanent bonuses to resistance and fumium intake, also deals more damage total based on missing integrity. Although, well...
Now we're talking. I feel so much more powerful and safer in this baby already. Now, to the elevator.
Well, maybe it would have made sense for me to take the heavy rig with reflecting damage, since I'm using a shield as well to take reduced damage. We'll try this. I mean, it should be possible to beat the game with any combination of rig and equipment, although it would be far easier to do so with certain ways instead of others. Let's still use this. Oh, you're kidding me. So the elevator's not working. Okay. Thankfully, we did level up, and actually, I think I just didn't press any of the buttons on the on this. I recognized that all I needed is to kill that creature to level up, and so I decided to stand and deliver, and it worked. All right, our rig has gained a level. We gain 1 circuit to place. So, okay, these are the same as more or less what I expected. So every point in these will increase our damage with blunt weapons, which is what I want. And it looks like at 3 points, we have a chance to apply a shock effect. We're not doing... I'm not using any other type of weapon. We're not dual wielding. Armor increases the hit points we have. At the 3rd rank, we'll be able to reduce the damage we take from direct hits by 15%. Blocking, which is something I'll probably want as well, gives us an increased shield block chance. We gain tech and recharge speed. I'll probably want this at least at rank 3 for an extra gadget slot, because we only have 2 at the moment. And fusion conversion is also useful, because this will increase the amount of fumium intake we get. This also will give us a gadget slot. Precision and evasion would be useful. Complex capacitor, what is this? Each rank increases integrity and energy. Resistances... and minions. So we're not going to really be doing with minion stuff. I think we should probably take blunt weapons to start. So we'll do extra damage with our blunt weapons. In fact, putting 1 point in this almost gives us the same amount of damage with our blunt weapons against living creatures. It makes up for not swapping back and forth to our dagger, for example. Or maybe I should instead take fumium to start, because at 3 points in this, we'll get 1.2 energy conversion and 8% fumium intake, so we'll gain even more experience points at that rank. Okay. Let's... recharge speed is also nice, but the energy regen could also be nice. Let's take blunt weapons to start. So we'll deal extra damage with our mace. There we go. And next level, we'll put a point into fusion conversion. And then blunt weapons, and then fusion conversion. Until fusion conversion is level 3. And then we'll start taking blocking. And maybe as well reinforcer at some point. Alright, we're also going to stop here, everyone. But I'm going to go ahead and read the thing and listen to the things we picked up so far. So let's go ahead and read all these notes. So we have the dream note first. I thought my years at the Supreme Bureau University would always be remembered as a time of my life. The college, the unexhaustible energy of youth, the friendships, the marvel of learning new things, all the excitement. And then, when the adult life kicked in, all would tone down to a stereotype with occasional peaks here and there. Just the way it is for most people. I was wrong. Getting handpicked for the Arx Vaporum project has been a blessing. My previous life, with all its silly achievements and fleeting highs, simply pales in comparison. I know in my heart that this is exactly the place where I should be, at exactly the right time. While most of my peers go to their daily jobs drowning in tedium, I play a vital role in paving the way forward for the whole society, thanks to my talents and hard work. Not a day goes by without discovering something so inspiring that I can hardly fall asleep at night. My life's been a dream. James Kroll, Deputy Foreman of Manufacturing. Boosters. While Runkoff is trying to come up with a mechanical solution to improve exorig functions, we're thinking here in the workshops about something less involved, something a little more subtle. We believe that his gadgets and add-ons take up too much space unnecessarily. We'd rather replace that junk with a specialized liquid based on nitroglycerin mixed with various concoctions of fumium solution. By applying it to the hydraulic system, we can increase its uplift force, stability, and speed of reaction, among other benefits. Production of these liquids is less demanding than the effect is de facto the same. And the effect is de facto the same, while also keeping the rig lighter. I sent the specifications of individual mixtures to both Director Reich and Mrs. Reich. After approval, we can start the production expedition of these boosters to individual departments. Corrine Steele, Workshop Supervisor. Drone problem. Beware! Welder drones equipped with the new fumium batteries sometimes act strangely, performing actions out of protocol and can even become a threat to humans. After I was attacked by one in the morning, I disallowed further deployment to the other floors, but there may be some of them already out there on their work duties. Handle with the utmost care. Do not approach the erratic drones unless absolutely necessary. I'll get to office to send down a Guardian squad to assist in deactivating the faulty ones. Alfred Menheim, Maintenance Foreman. Projector. Projections are unpredictable, hard to control, nigh impossible to sustain, and to dissolve. Make up your mind, Corrine. What is it? Hard to sustain or hard to dissolve? It's not difficult at all. You just need to go up to abstract too early and then get mixed results with no clear way forward. I took your team's work, simplified a lot of stuff, removed unnecessary layers of abstraction, ditched that useless universal interfacing crap, and focused on getting a very specific concrete model working first. Then the opportunity to make smaller forward leaps presented themselves. Always like that. Small, incremental steps. You have to go stupid simple on this. Once you see common properties in multiple systems, only then start abstracting things out. Here you go, a working gadget that can sustain a small fumaton for a limited time to do your bidding or whatever you guys want to use them for, with a complete cleanup afterwards. Base your further work off this dummy, and you're golden. Hendy Rockcroft, Chief Robotics Engineer. Energy weapons. Once we managed to stabilize the energy flow within the Fumium Particle Accelerator, we were able to safely direct a burst of energy with great accuracy. This was supposed to simplify and speed up mining and even some construction processes. The experimental line proved quite successful, but as newer and newer blueprints were coming in from the Supreme Bureau, the design resembled something you could call a tool less and less. They call them energy tools. I call them energy weapons. I mean, come on now. Does this thing strike you as an unconventional welder or a weapon of mass destruction? Hendy Rockcroft, Chief Robotics Engineer. Oh, we can read the notes rather than play them. Okay, you know what? I'm going to read them instead of playing them then. For a child, everything is a wonder. Every sight, sound, and smell. So fresh, so vivid, so breathtaking. Seeing my little daughter Sophie take in everything she sees so fully, so unconditionally, makes me pause. But us adults are cynical. Nothing catches our fancy anymore. Nothing seems to take our breath away. Yet staring at the Fumium core down there on the seabed, we were all children again. Stunned, speechless, and mesmerized forever. From that first sight, I knew right there, right then, squeezed against the tiny window of the submarine, I was blessed. The Great Supreme Bureau gave me the opportunity of a lifetime to lead the Arx Vaporum project, a superstructure built right above the meteor in the middle of a vast ocean to extract and research Fumium, the wondrous substance leaking from the core. After 5 years, I'm not so convinced of it anymore. People around me have changed. A lot. And I can't say for the better. The only thing we seem to have in common is this unwavering spellbound fascination with Fumium. Marcus Reich, Chief Officer of Arx Vaporum. Alright everyone, well that'll do it for us. Thank you guys for watching, and I will hopefully see you all in the next one. Take care everyone.